here. So we're going to keep on building nested CRUD apps. And I'm going to actually build, I don't know if you remember way back when we first started interacting with Django's ORM and interacting with the database using Django and building out models. We had that one, it's called like Django associations, where you had to build out, what was it, like Grubhub, Instagram, IMDb. I don't know what else was there. There's like a couple other ones. But I'm going to build out Django IMDb app. And this is going to be a little bit not different, but we're going to be using specifically a many-to-many relationship, which we haven't really done a whole lot. There's not a whole lot different. Like, it's not that more complicated interacting with it, but we'll go ahead and kind of show you what that looks like. So
I do have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you start. This may plug in. Let's say I want to figure out how not to upload my virtual environment to GitHub. Yep. So in other words, let's say I fork a Django project that you guys have started, and then I create my virtual environment to do everything. What do I need to do? I assume I need to do a git ignore for the virtual environment.
Yep, that's exactly it. So if I were to create, I would need to add just my virtual environment in there. And it's also good best practice to add the Pi cache in there as well. But yeah, so that's what we'll add. And I can go ahead and like get init these. And once you get init and create an initial git file, which if you've already cloned it down, it already has a git init. But when you have a git file, or when there's git initialized, it will gray out all the directories that are included in the git ignore. So this is specifically saying, since it's grayed out, that it will not be added to Git when I commit. So now notice how when I remove it from the git ignore, it is now brighter, I guess. But if I add it to it and save it, now it's grayed out.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, good question. All right. Any other questions? No. All right. So I already created a virtual environment. I already installed Django. I already installed Psycop G2 or Psycho PG2. I'm currently in my virtual environment. Now I'm going to go ahead and create my Django project, Python manage.p. Django admin start project. IMDb. I'll just say project space period. I always forget that. There we go. So got my manage.py. Now I'll go ahead and create a Django app called IMDb app. I'll just actually call it IMDb. So Python manage.py. Can you all see this, or should I zoom in more? Oh, that's zooming out.
That's good to me.
All right. So this is good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
All right. So Python manage.py start app. I'm just calling it IMDb. And there we go. We've got our IMDb Django app, our IMDb project. So let's go into the settings and add our IMDb app there. And then down in our SQLite, we're going to use PostgreSQL. I'm just going to call it IMDb_DB for database. I love doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So now that we've connected our Postgres database, we actually may have to make sure that this is database actually exists. So I'm just going to go create DB, IMDB underscore DB. Okay, now it's actually created. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is go into my models and create my models for IMDb. So let's actually go to IMDb. IMDb. What do we have here? Anybody see any interesting movies or shows lately? What do we have?
Batman.
Batman, the new one with Robert
I
Pattinson.
just went to streaming. I haven't seen it, but
Oh, it's on. Is it? Do you have to rent it, or is it?
they just put it on HBO Max earlier this week.
Oh, nice. All right. So if I go down here, we can see top cast. There's usually all cast and crew. I like to go here. All right. So if we're to do IMDb, we're on a movie. So we have to have movies, and we also have cast. And then we also have, looks like we have characters. Is that right? Or roles? So yeah, let's actually do that. Let's just do class movie. What is it? Models, model. And I'm just gonna pass initially just so I can get pass. And then we have I guess actor. All right. So this is a many to many relationship because many actors can be in a movie, and a movie contains many actors, and an actor can be in many movies. Sorry. So an actor can be in many different movies, and there are many actors in a movie. So typically, we could easily, what else? So this is technically the only two models we actually need, but let's just first create the base of this. And then we'll actually make changes to it. Many to many relationship, related name Django. I guess I don't really need the related name part. All right. So here is an example. Let's just bring that in here. We don't need any of that meta. All right. So for movies, we have like the title, models, char field, max length. I don't know, we should have just max length 100. Why not? For actor, we can have like a first name equals models dot char field, max length 100. We can do the same thing for last name. Now we can do a couple of things, or a couple different ways, and I'll do it just with only two models. And then I'll also do it with three models to explicitly define a through table. So I'll just say actors, because a movie has many actors. We'll do models dot many to many field. And that is through the actor table. And then we can do related name is movies. All right, so, and then in my admin, I'm going to add this to the admin panel. From dot models, import actor and movie. And then what is it? Admin dot site dot register an array actor movie. So let's just do this first. So Python manage.py, make migrations. And yeah, I'll just do them all. So created that model actor, created the model movie, and I'll actually do migrate. And it's going to migrate everything. So there we go. I'm going to create a super user. Actually, let's just look at Postico. I'm going to refresh. Where's IMDb? Oh. So since this is a many-to-many relationship, we have IMDb actor and IMDb movie. And since, again, it's a many-to-many relationship, it needs to create a through table. So luckily, Django did that for us. IMDb movies, movie/actor. So Django did that for us automatically. What questions do you have about that? No.
I guess how would you query that table? I guess you could go through either one or the other, and it would query that through table.
So yeah, you don't actually specifically, yeah, you can do like, so you can do like actor.movies, actor.movies, then like where, and then it would automatically go through that movie.actors. So yeah, let's go ahead and create a super user. .py create super user. And then .py run server. All right, let's come over here. /admin. So right here we have actors. We can add actors. And then so yeah, so you can add actors. You can add movies. And then here is how you can add actors to the individual movies. So if you wanted to add an actor, you can do that way. But typically, not typically, but if you want to explicitly define, so what do you call an actor in a movie? Like what? Like
a character or role?
A character or role. So maybe you want to actually just specifically define what this through table should be, because a role, so an actor, or there's where does it go? Actors have roles in movies, and movies consist of like a bunch of roles. So I can create a role class model, and I can do like movie equals models dot foreign key movie on delete models dot cascade. Whoop. And then related name equals roles. Like so. So a role has a movie, and a role has an actor as well. So that's one way you can create a through table, but this is a many to many field. So you can access the actors from the movie by going through the role table. So I guess the role will also have maybe like a character name. I don't know. That will be a char field as well. Oh, that's not what I want. So I'm adding an additional field or column to this role. And so in this many to many field, so if I look at the documentation through, let's see, it doesn't even show up. Uh-oh. Let's see.
THRU. Don't they abbreviate it weird like that?
What's that?
I think they use like a THRU through table.
Are you? Let's see.
Maybe not. I've
Through.
seen it like that before, called a through table.
Many to many relationship. Example. All right. Let's see. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is actually good. I'm gonna go back. Between two models. So related name courses. Just want to see if they have. Nope. Anyway, so you can actually go through, add a keyword through the role table. And this role comes in as a string. So when it goes from the movies to the actors, it will go through explicitly the role table. So if I go ahead and make migrations again, let's see if it still works. So created model role, alter fields, actors on movies, add field movie to role. And then let's go ahead and migrate this. Not alter field, actor movie, they are not compatible types. Many to many fields or add remove through. Let's see. I'm going to just drop DB. Oh no, it's gonna not allow me to do that. Let's see if it does. It's probably not. Oh. There we go. Create DB, IMDb, DB. To make migrations or migrate. Uh-oh, what's going on? Oh, let's see. Why isn't it working? Can I alter? Add through table, Django, many, too many. Books, authors. Why didn't it work? Is it sure it's that? Let's see. let's see what it says. Why am I getting this error? I didn't come up. Hmm. Well, I don't want to take up too much time on this because it's not crucial. But ideally, you should be able to make a through table. And why not? Kind of alter field movie actors into.
Whenever I was having issues with migrations, if I specified the app that I was migrating, that helped. And then also, I don't think we did this, but Devin mentioned a while back, just wiping out migrations.
Yeah.
That helped too. But yeah, when I make migrations on a specific app, in a lot of cases where I was running into trouble, that always helped.
Would you say you just?
I did Python make migrations and then I used the app name.
Oh,
and in
right.
a lot of cases, that would actually make the migration versus just
Right.
trying to blanket it.
IMDb. All right, add a field. Let's see if this actually works. Oh, all right. That worked. Yeah, I forgot the good old trick of just deleting your migration scripts. All right. Thank you for staying with me. Python manage.py. I'm going to create a super user again. Uh-oh. Super user. Let's run that server. All right. All right, so if I refresh this, pre, we still have, we're not like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Let's see if role shows up. Slash role. Now if I come over here, now we actually have roles. And if we look at Postico, we have IMDb database. Oh, where the hell did it go? That's weird. Is role on here? Huh. Still interesting. All right, don't even worry about that. Uh-oh, select. See if we got. So if we like add an actor, what is it, Robert Pattinson? I don't even know how to spell his last name. Save. Now we can go to movies. Batman. Save. Let's see if we can go to. Oh, what the hell? All right, something's all jacked up. All right, I'm just gonna. Relation does not exist. Hmm. I'm just gonna look at here. Hmm. That is really weird. Why isn't it doing that? Interesting. That is gonna bug me. All right.
Try putting the app name after migrate.
All migrations. Should delete all that. All right. Interesting. Yeah, there's something going on. So the role doesn't exist in the IMDb. I wonder why. If I delete these,
What would happen if you just deleted the entire migrations folder, drop DB, create DB, and then ran migrations?
yeah, I guess I could start totally from scratch. That might run into errors. Well, I'm already running into errors, so it doesn't matter. So drop DB. All right. All right. So there we go. Finally. Whew. All right. So we've got the character name now. So that worked. Thank you all. When in doubt, just delete everything and start over. Then we can migrate everything. Python manage.py, create super user for the third time. Python. All right. Thank you for hanging with me. We'll take a break in a second. So we've got IMDb, we have our home, we have users, actors. So if we wanted to do actors again, Robert Pattinson. I don't even know if that's how you spell it. Pattinson. Save. Then we can go to movies, add a movie, Batman. Then we can go into roles. We can add a role. We could say what movie. We could also create character name. What was it? Bruce Wayne. Save. So with that, so we got one thing in the database for right now. Thank you for staying with me with on mess or I was about to swear. Open me debug that. Yeah, just when in doubt, just delete everything. With that, I don't know why it didn't work the first time though. But anyway, 609. All right, so we've got our actors. We're just gonna have just one in the database for the time being. So now we'll go ahead and create our URLs. So we're gonna have to include. And include. We'll start with like movies. So it's gonna be like movies. And then maybe roles or yeah, we'll figure it out. As far as like how the nested thing will work, but it's not super crucial right now. So include, what is it? IMDb.urls. So now let's open up the IMDb URLs. So we're gonna have to create that. URLs.py. So I'm going to just copy over the URLs from the project into the URLs from the project, into the URLs in the app. So here, let's just create, what do we got? So in here, we're gonna have to create our views. So we can do views, import, whatever, but we'll just do from everything, import the views. And in here, have we talked about the class-based views, list view and detail view at all?
I don't think so.
No. Can anybody else confirm that?
I don't know. I think I did it once, but I couldn't remember it.
All right. So I'm going to create a view, views dot, what is this? Are we doing actor or movies? List view dot as view. All right. Yeah. And is it related name? No. Name equals movie list. We'll just stick with that for right now. And now in our views, a movie list view. So we're going to use class-based components or class-based views. So we're going to use movies list view. Oh. I'm actually going to do singular movie list view and movie list view. And this is going to actually inherit. So if we go to Django list view detail view. So again, Django does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. There is in apps, it's very common to list a bunch of things out or see the individual detail of a specific object. So they've got built-in class-based views. And one of them is, let's see if list view shows up. Let's see. List view. All right, here we go. So list view. So we can import this list view class, and we can create like a movie list view, inherit from the list view, and say what model this should be. And it should literally just display kind of the list of movies. So, and let's see, template name, and we can actually explicitly say what template name to render as well. So here's an example. We can do query set. We can explicitly define a query set. Context object name, we can deal with that. But first, let's just see if we can scroll all the way up. Let's grab the model. So up in, let's inherit or import the list view. We need from list view. Whoop. We can say model. So we're gonna have to import the movie model from models. Import. We'll do movie, actor, and role. And then we can say like the template name that we want to render. Template name. So we're gonna have to create a template. So I'll just say we'll do movie / movie _ list .html. So if I'm looking down here, we have model. We'll talk about what that is. So the context object name, we'll say this is like the name of the object that we're passing in. So if you remember, like we have the data, and if we render a template, it'd be like typically the syntax would be like render request return render the request some HTML template, and then in here there'd be like all movies and like the movies query. So that's how if we had like functional based or methods or views, but this all movies, that's what this context object name is. So we do context object name. We can say all movies. And so that's what we'll be iterating through. So let's actually just see if this will work. Let's go ahead and create a template.
Hey, Tom, quick question.
Yep.
So then the context object name is, you're saying when we iterate, is that when we're rendering on the actual HTML, like using Jinja, and that's what we're iterating over?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do movies. Then inside of movies, create a movie list.html. I'll just do like H1, all movies. And here I can say for movie in all movies. And for we'll just do a p tag. Is it movie.title? Let's see if this works. All right. So if everything worked correctly, and then I go to here instead of, we just go to movies. There we go. So literally in 3 lines of code, 4 lines of code, we're saying, hey, what model do we want to render from? We're saying the movie model. What HTML template do we want to render? And what's the context object name that we're going to iterate through in the template? And we're going to call that all movies. So there we go. What questions do you have about that? No. If I wanted to add additional data to this like info or like the all movies, if I come over here, I said get context data. So like right here, I could execute this function that takes in cells and some keyword arguments. I don't know what that looks like. So first thing we want to do is call the base implementation of the context. So get context data. So we're essentially calling itself like the super, and we're passing in kwargs. So that's the context. And then we can add any query sets to the book list. So let's actually, if I got rid of this and did context, let's see if this works. I'm just trying something off. Oh. Yeah, no, that didn't work. All right.
I think by default, it's called object_list. I think you can still deal with it if you don't specify the context.
Object list. Thank you. Let's see if that works. Awesome. Thank you for that. Never messed with it before. So if you don't explicitly call the context object name, the default is object_list. So let's see in the documentation. So the template will be rendered. Oh yeah. So right here in object list, you can see the publisher name. Cool. So yeah, making the template a friendly template context by calling it my favorite publishers in place of object list. But we'll just call it all movies. All right. So if we do the, what was it? Get adding extra context. So I'm just going to call this like so. I'm going to comment that out. So I'm just going to, let's print the context. See what that looks like, or the, I'm sorry, the key kwargs. So if I come over here, do a hard refresh. So there's nothing there. Let's go ahead and print the context. What did I just do? Click refresh. So here you can see the context. We have paginator, page object is paginated false, object list. So here's that object list with the query set of Batman. Yep. Also, we're adding all movies, which is another query set of Batman, as well as the view, which is method is that. So, for example, maybe one wanted to add a title or something. Title. Let's say like all movies. So if I refresh that, now you can see all movies, where to go. Oh, that under there, do refresh. So there we have title now. So in here, you can add the title like so, and refresh, everything still stays the same. Or I can say like a list of all movies. Now we have a list of all movies. All right. Any questions on that? Nope. So we also have a detail view, which grabs the individual detail or detail of all the objects. So let's see if we can grab, so we have the list view, detail view, as view. Maybe I don't want to grab all the authors. Let's see. ID. Whoop. All right. So if I wanted to come over here to the URLs, create another URL. What is it? Int. Say like movie ID. Instead of movie list view, we can say movie detail view. Movie detail. And now over here, we can also import the detail view. Class movie detail view. And also say the model equals movie. You can say what template name we're going to render. Instead of movie list, we can say movie detail. All right, let's see. So detail view, Django example, primary key or ID. I'm just looking at some URL patterns. So we got UUID. With the object. All right, let's check this out. So let's go ahead and create a movie detail page. And H1, and we could say like movie title or movie detail. And then paragraph So movie.title. All right, let's see if this, see what happens if I go to the movie detail page. I might have to add some additional items to it. So generic detail view movie must be called with either object primary key or a slug. So we can do, where is it? Context object name equals, let's say like movie. All right. And what else we have? So we can do like get object, query set none, self.cards get UUID. So there's one way that we can grab the individual in a detail view. So you can grab the primary key. Let's see if we can do this. So def get context data self dot, and just like we did with the super, so right here we have like the get object, last access, time zone save. Let's see, let's actually just do this. Just want to see what this does. Why is that giving me an error? Whoop. So let's just print this object. Good object, I think should be keyword arguments. No, no, disregard. It's gonna still give me an error. Where's that? Let's see. Oh, and primary key, that's why. We call that. Movie detail is Batman. What else do we have? So here you can see that object is Batman. Inside the views, I just want to see if I can get rid of that. Just comment that out temporarily. And it still works. Yeah. So in our URLs, we can, when we explicitly call like what the primary key is or what the ID should be, we're saying it's the primary key right there. It's the primary key on that object. You could change it. So you can say like movie ID. And then inside of our views, we can say PK URL quarg equals movie ID. So the primary key URL is called movie ID. So if I look at PK URL, so if you want to call the group something else, you can call it the name of the URL config keyword argument that contains the primary key by default is primary key. So if you want to call that something else, that's what we're calling it. So everything should still work. We're grabbing the detail. Let's see. I want to see if we can loop through and grab for actor and movie dot roles. Dot, wait, hold on. So I'm trying to get from movie to actor. So movie dot roles dot all. And for I can just make this an H3. Say actor dot first name, actor dot last name. So still not going. Movie dot roles. Let's see if this works. Let's see if that works. Nope. Why didn't that work? Well, if that's not working inside of here, we can grab that object and object dot roles. Just want to see if what shows up here. So here we go. We've got the query set. The role is Bruce Wayne. So we can add that to the context. Context. Roles equals oh, I'm doing that in a different spot. So that should go in the get context. I don't even need this. Let's see. Context. Maybe I do. Let's see. Print the context. Refresh that. So we have the object. Context object. Just want to see if that. So we have Batman. So we can say context roles equals roles dot all. There we go. So now we can say for actor and roles. Let's see. Just print the context just in case. context. Might get an error. So your object, the movie, you roles, it's a query set. So not actor, so for role and roles. We want the role dot character name. There we go. Any questions on this at all?
Yes.
Yep.
How is roles from when you're rendering it? How is roles being used there? I'm trying to understand the flow.
So from the URLs, it goes into the movie detail view. Then it comes into here. It grabs, it executes this get context data, where this grabs the context for this movie detail, which has a bunch of attributes on it, which include the individual movie based off of the movie ID. And then it has that object on the context. So if I refresh that, it has the object, which its value is the movie of Batman. So it's a movie object. So right here is a movie object. I'm doing .roles.all, which grabs all the roles that exist in the movie Batman. And I add it to this key roles on the context, which is right here. So this is a query set roles. And that is also passed into the template. So I have access to this roles inside of the template.
Okay,
So now I'm doing, yep.
cool. And then also you're doing the paragraph role dot character name. Is that, I don't remember, is that defined somewhere?
Yeah, so that's inside of my models. I added an additional field in my roles.
That's
So
okay.
right
That's really-
here.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go ahead and movie list. Let's make this an A tag. And href, make it a URL named route is, what is it? A movie detail. And we say movie.id. So if I go back to movies, a list of all the movies, I click Batman, and it will take me to the Batman with all the roles. So here, let's say an H. I'll just do a strong tag, roles. There we go. So, this is, all right. So if you ever wanted to filter, you can def that get object method. So if you wanted to filter something, or so if you didn't want the default, grab the detail, or whether it's get object or in like the movie list, maybe you wanted things sorted before or alphabetically, you can do def get object or get query set. And you can actually filter your query set before it gets sent to the view. All right. It's 6:49 now. I didn't get into the nested part. Let's see. Do you want to keep going or do you want to take a break?
Short break would probably be good.
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a 6-minute break. Be back at 6:55. I'm just going to do one more nested and then call it a day with this. So I'm going to create another. Should we do movies, roles, or actors, movies, actors? I guess we'll do movies, actors, I guess. So I'm going to create movie ID / actors. And then instead of movie detailed view, we'll do actor list view. And then we'll do actor list. And very similar to the movie list view, we'll create an actor list view. Actor list view, grab the actor. We can do actors, actor list, context object names, all actors, and a list of all actors. Let's just get at least something on the screen, and then we'll mess with it then. So we have templates, movies. We can do actors, actor underscore list.html. I'm going to bring that over here. I'm going to create an H1 tag. I'm going to pass in a title and for actor in all actors, I'm going to N4. I'll just do a P1 or P with an A tag. Actor first name. And actor dot last name. And I'll just do an href right now to an empty. Like so. So actor list view, actor list, objects, context name, all actors. Get context data. There we go. But let's go ahead and print keyword arguments, quargs. We'll do self.quargs. Let's see what that looks like. So if I go to movies / actors, so that's already working for us. So the question is, so keyword arguments is this movie ID. The question is admin, is it grabbing all the actors or only the actors associated with Batman? So name another actor that's not, we're not going to add it to an actual movie yet.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, is it SE? There we go. And we'll save it. So if we go to movies /1/actors, it grabs all the actors in the database, which we don't want. We only want the actors associated with Batman. So what we can do is actors list, get context data. We can run a def query set. Get, so if we do, let's look at get query set. So here we can actually filter by only grabbing the movie, the actors that exist in Batman. So we can do get query set. I don't know why it does that. I think that's a Python. So query set. We can do, let's do the quargs again, just to see. Refresh that. So we got the quargs here and the quargs up there. We could do all this in the context data as well, but let's just, there we go. So we can grab all the actors. How do we go about doing this? Return actors.objects .filter would it be movie ID equals movie.id equals swelf.quargs movie ID. Will that work? I'm not quite sure if that might work. So if I refresh that, yep. So movie into field, first name, last name. So we have the movie ID and we can just grab all the actors in that movie. So movie objects get where ID equals movie ID dot actors. Or let's see, roles. Not all. My brains. Nope, has no attribute actors. See if that works. There we go. Yeah. So I can do the dot actors and off of the movies object, and it goes through the roles table to grab all the actors. So I can also do that. So list of actors. I could easily add that movie object. So movie or context. Let's just print the context. Why not? Oh. So we got movie, pagination, query list, actor. Title list of actors. But yeah, we could also add the movie object to the context. That'd be self dot quargs movie ID. In list of actors in movie dot title. There we go. So now we've got a list of movies or list of actors in Batman. And when I click on Robert Pattinson, I want to go to the actor's ID as well. So go to URLs, actors, movie ID. We'll do actor ID, or I can do primary key, doesn't matter. Actor ID, actor detail view, actor detail. So now in the views, just like we did in the movie detail, we can do the primary key URL quarg. We might need to change that. We actually might not. But yeah, we probably won't want to add that because it might not know which one you're looking for. But we can grab that through the keyword arguments. So if I come down here, class, actor, detail, view, we want the model is actor, template, template name, actors / detail.html. And then we can do the def get context data. That takes in the self, some keyword arguments, and it always returns the context. We want the context to equal the super get context data, and we're passing in the keyword arguments. So if we do that, I'm just going to print the context again, just to see what is in here, see what we have access to. Actor list, actor detail.html. I'll just say H1 actor first name, actor dot last name. All right, so if I go ahead and do that and click actors 1, I might get an error. Must be called with either object primary key or slug in the URL config. So let's see what we can do. So we can grab the query set. Or where is it? Does it show the query set in here, the context? Nope. So let's go ahead and def get query set. I don't like when it does that. So context or print self dot quargs. See if this. So here we go. So here's the quargs. We got movie ID and actor ID. So we can literally just return actor dot objects dot get. And we can do actor underscore ID and where those keyword arguments come from. I'll just hard code it right now. Uh-oh. All right, let's see if this works. I can just change this real quick. I'm just gonna add this down here, see what happens. So actor ID. Actor has no attribute filter. Interesting. Filter. Where we want actor. Hold on. It's probably gonna throw an error. That's okay. Oh, all right. I just want to see this actor ID. So here we can grab the actor ID. So where get ID actor ID equals actor ID. And that what comes from those keyword arguments are the values on the URL. So like movie ID and actor ID. See if that works. Why doesn't that work? Actor object has no attribute filter. That should be. Interesting. I got rid of that. What the hell? Anyway, that worked. That should work. I don't know why that's not working. So we've got the context. Actor object. Not sure why this is not working. Don't know why that's not working, or the get. Yeah, but ID, that should still work. Yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't work with just get. But there you go. So here are just different methods that you can use inside of your detail view and list view. If you don't want to utilize the method, the function-based view methods. All right. Does anybody have any questions? So while this is running, let's see if we can scrape this and just grab the movie. Yeah, let's just see if we can grab like from this URL, grab the movie and like the role. So I'm just going to go ahead and create. I'm going to create another terminal while my Django project is actually running. I'm going to list everything out in here. I'm going to just create a like script.py file. And in here, or not script, I'll go ahead and delete that. We should call it scraper. .py. And this is literally just a totally separate file that isn't necessarily related to Django at all. This is literally just a scraper that's going to go to a URL, read the content of the URL, or read the content from the HTML page and try to be able to extract what data you want from that URL. All right. So let's actually, yeah, I don't want to do that for. So does anybody know what library we utilize to create GET requests in Python?
Is it called request?
Yep. Yep. So it's pip install. It's the request library. So we're going to have to install pip install requests. So in here, we're going to import requests as REQ. And we're also going to have to import beautiful soup. So beautiful soup. I think I already searched for it. Python. So beautiful soup is a Python library for pulling data out of HTML and XML files. It works with your favorite parser to provide blah, 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 blah. You can do installing beautiful soup. So I'm going to do pip install beautiful soup. So pip install beautiful soup 4. There we go. And now, so you can come up here, making the soup tags, kind of objects, navigating the tree, going down. So there's all these different type of items. So what I'm going to do is from beautiful soup 4, import beautiful soup. And I can, so if you know, like right here, there is, what if they're like, ideally, if this app was big enough, it would have a crap ton of movies, like hundreds, if not thousands of movies. So I can visit like an ID of something like that. So I could, if I wanted to, I can do like for I in range 100, just to grab the 100 movies. I can do response equals request dot get. And now I can go to this localhost. I'll make it an F string instead of movies. So I can loop through and get a request at each of these URLs. So I can actually, let's just add another one. What's a new movie that came out? What is it? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on a single movie. There we go. Easy peasy. So if I wanted to go to movies /2, or I can see The Big Lebowski. There aren't any roles in there, but I can loop through that. So what I can do is say like, hey, if response dot status code, or it's actually just print the status code, response dot status code. So in here, I can call Python scraper. And notice how I get a bunch of 404s, but I get 2 200s. So it looks like I in range, let's start at range 1 to 100. So it starts at 1. So I can say, hey, if response dot status code equals 200, do something else, print resource not found. All right, so once I actually grab, if there is a successful status code, meaning I successfully landed on that page, I can grab the content. So like HTML content equals response dot content, and I can print the HTML content. So if I were to run that again, so ran it 100 times, let's just do like 5 times. Scraper. So now notice how I've got this HTML content. All right. So now I see I've got the movie detail, Batman, roles, Bruce Wayne. So if I only wanted the movies, let's see if I can Beautiful Soup find. So now I can actually, I just do soup equals Beautiful Soup, pass in the HTML content, and look at HTML parser. So add that HTML parser. I can print soup. And now you can actually see it's parsed pretty nicely. Soup dot find, what is it, H2 tags. Let's see if that works. So now I was able to find the H2 tags. I don't know, is it .text? Let's see if that works. There we go. So now I have the actual movies. So this is where scraping data. You actually have to like look through the pages to actually scrape the data. So if I wanted to, I could create I can do something with this. I can store it in a database or throw it into an HTML file or like CSV file or text file, or even just create records from a database. So let's see if I run that inside of here. I don't know if this will work. Movie. Oh. From models, import movie. Oh, not that one. I want to go into the. All right. Create. So if I came in here, no such file. Yeah. So here I'm not able to create a database, or I can't create records inside of here. There's another way I'd have to figure out how to do that. But I can grab that movie from the text or from the HTML. Oh, so yeah, it's still not working. Oh, hold on a second. CD into. Interesting. Okay, I was just curious. I'm just going to move that scraper out of Django inside the manage.py. Yeah, it's still not working. Print the movie. But yeah, you can see you can extract movies from that. If I actually wanted to go to here, let's see if this even would work. You might need to add some additional attributes to the GET request. Let's just see if we can print the web page. Might not work. Oh, yep. So it looks like it printed it, but now you can see it's like a bunch of stuff. So Elliot Daniels, thanks to. So yeah, so scraping data can be very time consuming just because you have to explicitly look through all the web pages and everything. So in order to scrape data from web pages, you'll need the request library, as well as this beautiful soup library. And you can grab items from, you can make requests to different web pages and extract data from them. That's what web scraping is. Does anybody have any questions?
What would a practical use of that be?
If there's not a like an API, or if you need to grab data for a project or something, and you know of like a website that has that data, but there's not an API to it, and you just need to quickly grab a bunch of data instead of having to like copy and paste that data, you can scrape that data by these means by using this scraper. So,
I
yeah.
think like a gas station owner is gonna go to all the gas stations in town and write down the prices. So he knows how to price his gas. That's how I pictured somebody using this, because if you scrape other people's websites and kind of do market research that way, that might be a practical use.
Yeah. And you kind of have to be weary because like you can't just query a website, 10,000 or 100,000 times, because it might limit how many times you can actually make GET requests to that specific website. So that you might have to like delay how often you can actually ping that website. So just be cognizant of that. So you can't just ping Google 100,000 times from the same IP address to scrape Google search results. It'll say like no or something like that. Right.